what we want kids to be able to do and just kind of review.
Let's go ahead and just move into assessments then. I know that you are giving the weekly assessments. So the last time we assessed was week 4 for Unit 3, and I think in front of you is the data for the students as far as how they performed, or did those assessments, this formative assessment match the ones that you use in your classroom?
Still some frustration. I did one of my students that was below basic. I wasn't surprised about. She's receiving some extra support in reading, but the other student that was below basic continued to be surprised. Hers is more of an attention problem versus academics. She's a very strong reader. She understands the skills. She often raises her hand in class. Just very frustrated about her performance that she's done on weekly tests.
And I put in front of you your QSI summary sheet. So I just tallied up all the feature points and the correct words per minute. And up in the corner, it should say winter in the corner.
Yep.
And so for each feature point, for example, I'm just pointing to Megan's first column is the short vowels. And so I just highlighted the students that had 2 or more errors. And I think one of I think that all those things that, well, one of the things I noticed was that the instruction in the series,
it is getting
they're learning, I think.
Yeah, they get it.
Spelling instruction, are you just now beginning to get into some of those long vowel patterns
Yes,
now?
we haven't had a long one. I think last week was long I, and that was really the first one.
Introduction.
That we've had. I've done, and I think it's helped a lot, is my phonics instruction. I was doing it whole group, and now I've just kind of added a couple extra minutes to each of my small groups, and so they get it more in a smaller setting, and so they can kind of play with the words more. And they're all still getting the instruction. It's just adding a minute or 2 more into that small group for them, and then they can really focus on it, and we can build those words a little bit easier than we can whole group, and there's not so much waiting for all the kids.
And they love to use those pocket charts, and they love to use the dry erase boards.
Yeah, and I have cute little tiles that we can just shift around, so they love to see me kind of shift them around. And
I just want to say on a positive note, when I saw AF's
Scores.
scores on
Awesome.
weeklies in
That's
QSI and fluency, that is just
I was impressed with that.
very
Yeah.
impressed.
Yeah.
Hard worker.
It's come a long way. So
He
that is just
definitely
incredible.
benefits from those small group extra little things that we
No
do.
one has anything else to share. From this meeting, what do we need? Our next agenda, are there any specifics, some staff development needs, maybe something that Susan or Denise or the AA staff or I could help you with?
I guess just we could revisit to see if
we'll have all the benchmark stuff done, and we can see if
Okay.
we need to switch any of the kids for that Triumphs group maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't anticipate major changes, but I could
looking
be
at
surprised.
KO
Yeah.
in my class.
Yeah, I know you had that one.
Right.
Okay.
You mean kind of substituting
Switch
Take
train
one
out.
person out.
Yeah.
triumphs?
Yeah.
A lot of, I mean, really, you guys do that. Taking those kids and putting them in those extra small groups. Sometimes doing 3-4 small groups a day,
Yeah.
and I think that's really paying off.
I think so too, and then sometimes getting them, the ones that get those Triumphs groups and they get their addition here, so they're in, like you said, the 2 or 3, and they get that one-on-one, they get the small group, the buddy work. A lot of my kids, their favorite thing when they're done with their work isn't to do something on their own, it's to help somebody else. So they're learning themselves and they're helping each other, and that's great too.
I've noticed you using students like that.
They enjoy it, and they do a great job, but they're so careful, it's so funny. They don't give the answers. They are really great. I mean, there are a couple that you kind of watch, but they've really learned. They don't take their workbook with if they're helping finishing something up. They do a pretty good job. I can hear CC just reading the question or phrasing it a different way for them. It's really, really neat.
When you talk about data in the morning in community circle,
Right.
and you say the importance of helping each other,
Yeah.
it makes them want to do that for their classmates, I think.